Hey everybody, how you doing? Hope you're well. So far, Oakland Mayor Barbara Lee's performance as the 52nd mayor of our great city of Oakland has been able to be summed up in one word: disappointing. For someone who comes in with such high expectations and an unwritten but very, very, very tangible mandate to get Oakland off the ground and running, she's demonstrated that she does not at all get what it means to be the mayor of a city in distress. And I looked at her 100 days of action website posting, and it can be summed up this way. I took a lot of meetings with a lot of people. We got money from the feds, and we've written a plan to make more plans and then more plans. That's pretty much it. And then this Oakland Adams Point resident named Zach Carey sounded an alarm. He said, he wrote, I added this social media post as my friend Oakland developer. I added the social media post as my friend Oakland developer Phil Tagami posted Zach Carey's missive here. And it goes like this: West Oakland, we are at a critical juncture, and it is essential that we speak out against the egregious conditions that have become commonplace in our community. The proliferation of garbage, illegal dumping, and dilapidated campers, coupled with the alarming rise in gun violence and reckless driving, has created an atmosphere of fear and disorder. Our failure to address these issues has, in effect, legitimized this behavior and set a troubling precedent for future generations. We must join forces, he writes, to demand immediate action and restore our community to a safe and thriving environment. Let us, in one voice, say something and do something now. Barbara Lee delivered a weak message at a time Oakland needs a strong one. The other problem with Mayor Lee's claim to have changed Oakland comes, right at the time when Oakland's called the second most dangerous city in America. You don't match that news with reports on how you're going to do the following. This is straight from her report. United 100 plus business leaders in a powerful safety coalition, funded 5 police academies and authorized 678 officers toward a 700 officer goal, funded the expansion of Oakland's Community Safety Ambassador program, revived sideshow enforcement patrols, forced major employer partnerships forged major employer partnerships for citywide safety, connected merchants with business improvement district advisors to activate block captain model, including police and community ambassadors, developing personalized security plans for hospital campuses in partnership with Oakland Police Department. Rather than use tax increment financing, you've heard me talk about that, she could say, instead of what she just said, she could say something like this: we will use tax increment financing to catalyze building development and economic development and add 200 more police officers and security professionals to help fight crime in Oakland. Ding! Simple, easy, to the point, right? The point is, Mayor Lee focuses on efforts that don't make money for Oakland and doesn't get that more private sector activity literally buys the city its police department. Mayor Lee's slogan should be Oakland's open for business, not we're going to work with you if you're going to be the same nonprofits that I have heard of before. And many Oaklanders who are active players in Oakland government don't get the monetary connection between the private sector and the public sector. The private sector makes the money, and the public sector gains money from the private sector so that it can provide services to the private sector. In Oakland, it's more like the public sector serves both and then gets money from the public sector. That's really explains why we've been running a deficit so many times consistently. Some Oaklanders have said to me, quote, if we just reduce crime, businesses will come back. Nothing could be further from the truth, folks, at all. And it comes from the same people, this idea, who are naive enough to believe that a simple change in zoning laws will automatically produce everything from affordable housing to better business conditions. None of these people ever consider the role of subsidies in policy implementation. You know, giving people and businesses the private sector money, right? Oakland, which was once a leader in the use of redevelopment law for economic development prior to 2011, right? Now it acts like it doesn't even understand the powerful math behind tax increment financing. And that's because the city, the city hasn't used it for a long time. So guess what? They don't know what it is. The city's way out of practice. Mayor Lee's economic development forgot economic development, folks. There's nowhere to put it. This is called economic development. But when I read to you, you're going to realize it's not economic development. All right. This is what she calls economic development accomplishments. First, rallied Oakland's largest employers for bold investment commitment to Oakland's future. Delivered $3 million in business incentive program and funded economic activation zones in partnership with city council. Fast-tracked 22 bright new streetlights around Fox Theater. Reinstated mayor's summer employment program for 200 Oakland youth. Boosted graffiti cleanup resources for business corridors in partnership with the city council. Partnered with Jack London Square merchants for business growth. Initiated sister city programs revival and international trade connections. Partnered on green business initiatives, or incubator rather, serving 25 small business owners. 25. All right. Of these, the following are not the economic development at all. First, fast track 22 bright new street lights around Fox Theater. That's public safety. The second one, reinstating funding for cultural arts division manager in partnership with council. That's cultural arts. That's not economic development. Then the third one is employed 75 just involved residents to remove 30 tons of trash. That's cleanup. That's public cleanup. That's public works. Okay? That's not economic development. The others are good associations in terms of economic development, but they have no promise of monetary investment in the private sector to help them fix facades, upgrade kitchens, install bars and gates, keep out criminals and stuff, get private security, reduce insurance costs, or just have more working capital. Oakland government does not get what economic development is. It just simply doesn't. And so you've got my point right now, but the one that I want to make here is that her plan doesn't mention sports at all. I mean, it's like sports didn't even at all. Didn't even bother to enter her head. Okay? It didn't. And I have to say this, folks, at all. All right? She says, okay, this is rich. All right? This is just absolutely rich. I have to read this to you. So bear with me, all right? When I explain this, because it bears focusing on. All right? It really does. It massively does, okay? And so Mayor Lee forgets the Oakland Ballers, the Oakland Roots, and Oakland Soul even exist. Just not even there in the plan. It's a total slap in the face. And I told Mayor Lee that Oakland needs a sports commission, all right? And that I started one in 1999 called the Oakland Alameda County Sports Commission. But Mayor Lee becomes the latest Oakland leader not to see what other cities see, the value of a sports commission. And on that matter of economic development of sports, let me explain this as well, all right? Between the A's, the Raiders, and the Warriors, Oakland has lost 3 teams that have a total economic loss impact of $6 billion, all right? 3 times, which is 3 times the average each one of the teams. And that's conservative. That is a conservative back of the envelope estimate. That's it. Meanwhile, sports tourism nationwide is a $128 billion industry that employs over 700,000 people. We have Coliseum, we have the arena, we have a number of facilities and arenas that can be used for all kinds of events. Tennis courts for, hey, we've never had an Oakland tennis classic, right? So MK246S, are you reading her 100-day newsletter email from today? No, I'm reading in criticism of it. I'm not reading it in total. I'm not reading criticism. I read it several times, and I'm drawing from it. I'm criticizing what's in it. Okay, I hope that's absolutely clear, because it doesn't, again, this has been a constant problem in Oakland. We're, nonprofit land. Nothing against nonprofits, but we're just way-sided toward nonprofits, and it's like we're scared of dealing with the private sector. It's crazy how the city has changed. We once had a balance, okay? We once understood the value of sports organizations. Now, post Jerry Brown's tenure as mayor, which really started the whole screw up, we have created an economy that doesn't know how to fund itself. How else to explain the hotels? Look at the last 4 months, 5 months of news about hotels alone, okay? And, or I should say, let's extend it out to the last year, because this is the kind of thing that Mayor Lee has to straighten out and should have had a plan, had ample time to form a plan or listen to people like me and straighten it out, okay? The Oakland Marriott, okay? The Oakland, the Moxie, the Moxie's going under, right? The Oakland Marriott's going under, or maybe you might say gone under. The Waterfront Hotel went under last year. What's next? What's next? All right, and the Moxie is fairly new. Okay, the Moxie is fairly new. I considered staying there when I was coming back for or planned to come back for my godmother's funeral. I didn't for other reasons related to my mom. But my point is that the Moxie is going under. What's next? And when will the mayor get with it and say, we need to focus on business and make business a true partner and get money to businesses through tax increment financing? We have the money, folks. Don't let the council tell you we don't. They just don't know how to get it. All right? I'll see you all later. Hey, thanks, by the way. Give us a thumbs up. Let's distribute this. Thank you. See ya.